What is the Secure Communities Initiative? What does it ask you to do? And what are the civil rights issues you need to know about? In the next 10 minutes, you'll learn about the Secure Communities Initiative, what it is and what it is not, the associated civil rights and civil liberties issues, and its relationship with the communities you serve. As a law enforcement official, you've taken a noble and honorable oath to protect and serve. Whether you're on patrol, communicating with the public, accessing sensitive information, or taking enforcement action, you are keeping your community safe at all levels. Because secure communities will be activated in your jurisdiction, law enforcement needs to guard against potential misuse of authority. It is your duty to protect individual rights and liberties. First of all, what is Secure Communities? Very simply, it is an initiative to help DHS identify removable aliens arrested for crimes. Under Secure Communities, your agency's fingerprint data that the state already sends to the FBI as part of the customary booking process is now shared with DHS. It is designed to prioritize the identification and removal of aliens with criminal convictions from the country, with resources devoted first to those who pose the greatest threat. There are 3 things you should know about the Secure Communities Initiative. 1. It does not authorize local law enforcement officers to enforce immigration law. 2. It does not change your local law enforcement priorities or procedures. 3. By keeping the public properly informed about the initiative, you can maintain the effectiveness of your community policing. Let's look at each of those in turn. First, unlike the 287G program, Secure Communities does not authorize local law enforcement officers to enforce immigration law. For example, Secure Communities does not authorize you to stop someone to ask about his or her immigration status, nor does it allow you to take a person into custody in order to inquire about their immigration status. In fact, unlike 287G, under Secure Communities, only DHS and certain judges are authorized to determine someone's immigration status and take action, not local law enforcement. Next, the Secure Communities Initiative does not change your local law enforcement priorities. You will continue to follow your state law and your local priorities, policies, and procedures. The Secure Communities Initiative does not change who you question or arrest. Your enforcement decisions should not be made because you believe an individual is not a U.S. citizen, or because of that individual's race, ethnicity, or ability to speak English. Last, by keeping the public properly informed about this initiative, you can maintain the effectiveness of your community policing. Community policing is most successful when the public acts as a partner. As part of building trust and communication, it is a good idea to discuss this initiative publicly and to address any misunderstandings. A later briefing will offer tips and tools to support law enforcement with public outreach. A little here about ICE. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, a part of DHS, has been around since 2003 and inherited the investigative and enforcement responsibilities of INS. ICE is the second largest investigative agency in the federal government. One of its initiatives is Secure Communities. By 2013, this initiative will be activated in every jurisdiction in the country. As we roll this initiative out across the country, we have to make sure that civil rights and civil liberties are protected. It's right there as part of the mission of DHS, to ensure that civil rights and civil liberties of persons are not diminished by efforts, activities, and programs aimed at securing the homeland. To help fulfill this mission, Congress mandated the creation of the DHS Office for Civil Rights and Civil Liberties. This office supports the department's mission to secure the nation while preserving individual liberty, fairness, and equality under the law. It investigates and resolves civil rights and civil liberties complaints filed by the public regarding DHS policies, programs, or activities. That office, along with ICE, created this video. As ICE Director John Morton explains, DHS and ICE are committed to enforcing our nation's immigration laws.
We are a nation with a proud history of immigration. If you come here lawfully, work hard, and play by the rules, the United States welcomes you with open arms. But we are also a nation of laws. We will not tolerate those who come here unlawfully and commit crimes at the expense of their neighbors and their communities. With secure communities, we can now identify deportable aliens who are committing crimes and remove them from the country before they are released. This protects our communities and promotes the rule of law, while making clear that our focus is on criminal offenders, not the law-abiding. Here's how secure communities works. When you take a person into custody, you run their fingerprints just as you do now. The prints are then transmitted to the FBI and to DHS and compared against their databases. If there is a match with a DHS database, ICE is automatically notified and will then take appropriate action. 2 important points. First, every submitted set of prints is run. We don't pick and choose. Citizens get their fingerprints checked, immigrants get their fingerprints checked. Everyone. Second, Secure Communities identifies deportable offenders for action by ICE and ICE alone. The program does not require or authorize state and local law enforcement to engage in immigration enforcement. That power rests exclusively with DHS. The idea behind Secure Communities is simple. We want to identify for removal those who are in this country unlawfully and committing crimes in our communities at the same time. And we want to do so in a way that is uniform, transparent, and fair.
ICE prioritizes first, aliens convicted of aggravated felonies. Second, aliens convicted of other felonies. And third, aliens convicted of misdemeanors. At all times, ICE retains authority to make appropriate enforcement decisions against removable aliens, consistent with its priorities and resources, based on individual facts and circumstances, regardless of whether a criminal conviction is obtained. Secure Communities has modernized information sharing among federal, state, tribal, and local agencies, and it has benefits on all levels. On the federal level, it has enabled ICE to identify criminal aliens more quickly and accurately, using fingerprints rather than biographic information like name or date of birth. And on the local level, there is no change to the customary booking process and little or no cost to participate. What's more, with Secure Communities, your agency may receive information in addition to the criminal history. This information, such as aliases, may be helpful in providing more complete background of the subject in custody. The most important benefit, though, is to enhance public safety. The Secure Communities initiative enables ICE to remove criminal aliens from your communities after they have completed any jail or prison sentence.
I can tell you this, how has Secure Communities added immigration enforcement to my duties? It has not. It has not changed the policies and procedures of the Houston Police Department, and I am under no mandate to do federal immigration enforcement as a result of Secure Communities. So it has not changed that posture at all.
Actually, the good part about the Secure Communities program is that everyone who's incarcerated in our jail already anyway is already fingerprinted through the normal process. There's no additional paperwork that needs to be completed, no additional steps. Once they're run through the system, they're automatically checked with the ICE and the Homeland Security database as well.
But it really preserves our link with people. Again, we don't want them to be afraid that we're out seeking people who are in the country illegally. We want them to feel free to come to us and report crimes and criminal activity. So we take that role very seriously, and we're glad that this program helps us preserve that.
We've run through the basics of the Secure Communities initiative. This is the first in a series of briefings designed to alert you to areas of potential concern and provide actionable information. They'll help you understand how your agency can avoid claims of biased policing or allegations of racial or ethnic profiling that can lead to lawsuits or DOJ enforcement actions. Here are some of the topics you can expect to see. If you have more questions, please discuss with your commanding officer. Our website has additional information as well as downloadable videos. As you can see, Secure Communities does not change any of your local policies or procedures. As you progress through your tour of duty today, the most important message is that Secure Communities does not change who you question or arrest. You have taken an oath to uphold the Constitution. Your enforcement decisions should not be made because you believe an individual is not a U.S. citizen, or because of that individual's race, ethnicity, or ability to speak English. When law enforcement engages the community in daily service, you also act as a guardian of civil rights and liberties. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video today.